radical. So getting ready to do, it's 10th anniversary of Fukushima here at the university that built the reactors at Fukushima. So the WATTIS curse has sadly struck again. I can't believe it. She's my age. Marketing professor. Perfectly good physical condition. Dead of COVID. Wow, I'm telling you, the building, no one wants to hear it from me. It has an absolute curse on it. Clyde Cooley died of mad cow. We were the #1 school business in the United States. Of course, that's all been hijacked. They rank like dead last. But I can go on and on and on. I think Kyle Madsen died of freaking cancer young. So did his wife. Not to mention the murder that happened. Not in there, but I want to get into that. But I mean, they're all gone. Both Davises, Bruce Handley. I mean, they're all dead. I was getting ready to do some work on GE. It's time to short it again. Get puts on it. It's so grotesquely overvalued. So Jeffrey Immelt is out. Now, just think of this. This school used to sit on, well, the business school alone sat on $45 million of GE stock. I begged them to get out of it. 65, 55, 40. Of course, I got blackballed and run out of here. We all did. Everybody fled. When Warren Buffett hijacked the school, took over the school was a economics and finance powerhouse. Clyde Cooley, the #1 finance. I have the last letter of recognition he ever wrote. It's up there in the Stewart Library. He got mad cow right as we got our MBA 99. I saved the program. Kyle Madsen then gets cancer. Young died. His wife. It's got a curse. So Jeffrey Immelt, flying one plane after another, was at Fukushima, Japan. Or excuse me, was in the Situation Room on the cover-up of the meltdowns. With Obama, with all of them. They were flown out of the country. Now, you remember he used to fly one plane with the other? Under his reign, Jack Welch is dead. Under Jeffrey Immelt's reign, by the way, Littlefield was the CEO. Here, right here. When they merged in '75, Utah Construction and GE, Utah Construction maintained they built the nuclear industry. It's the most corrupt company in the history of mankind. It's the most overvalued. So when he was CEO, the stock lost 75% of its value. And he got a bonus of $200 million. He's out yesterday and he says, well, $200 million, he said this is a quote, the good CEOs are worth more than that. He admits he's a bad CEO. He's a piece of shit. They all are. So the stock loses 70. The stock has gone from 65, went clear down to 5. Oh, it's bounced to 12, 13. It's so overvalued. It should be 0. I mean, it's most. You know how many shares are outstanding in this company? I mean, oh my God. And then CNBC, Kramer and clowns, just time to buy puts on it, I'm telling you. Things so grotesquely overvalued, it's unbelievable. The company, I mean, talk about corrupt marketing. I see the feds have finally taken on, what's his name, the dirtbag, the greatest money laundering freaking billionaire scheme in history. So, time to short it. One day people will listen to me. They won't listen to me. It's got a fucking curse on it. I'm fucking here to tell you. It's got a fucking curse. So Warren Buffett rolled in here when R.C. Willey's, Bill Childs, got bought by Warren Buffett. I was teaching here then. I was a student professor here then. Begging me on their hands and knees to save their fucking program. So we take a group of students back to Omaha, and I've met Buffett multiple times. There used to be a picture in there with me with his arm around me. So the state of Utah wanted to develop a supply chain, which they sold it to this school on Hill Air Force Base, which was all a scam and a lie. Chinese slave-made goods, and this is supposedly a Christian, started by the Mormon Church. This university was started by the Mormon Church. I thought they were anti-usury. Talk about false witness. So #1 school of business in the United States. When I graduated here, number one via the test, we used to beat Wharton and Harvard every year. Number one. Not some opinion, testing. #1. Very elite. I graduated the year I graduated with Mikado himself. That's the Japanese royal family's heir. Mikado means emperor. Fukushima. What's that? Wall Street Journal's got a really new piece out on Fukushima. 10 years they won't say nothing. You should read this. Showing the buildings all blown to hell even now. Just a giant cover-up. So they buy it. The school, for sale. I thought it was a state university. I think last year they scored 512. I think that's about how many they test. They turned it into a supply chain. You can look it up. The professor in there, she's Chinese, gave it in front of the Utah State legislator, students, forbid students, and said legislators should not go see the Dalai Lama when he was here. Used to be a powerhouse in ethics. Gee. What a nightmare company. Jeff Immelt, $200 million for knocking his stock out. It lost 75% of its value under him. 200. You think this country's fucked up? The Nuclear Energy Crime Syndicate. I'm fucking telling you, everybody that goes along with it. By the way, Bill Gates, how about his partner? Damian Lillard plays for those guys. He's off this campus. Get classes in there. Paul Allen died of what? Same disease I have? By the way, they could have paid for my cancer treatment and they didn't. My bill's freaking only $2 million. I was given too much to live long ago. It's very sad. It's very sad. I can't believe it, but the place has a fucking curse on it. I'm here to tell you. Stay tuned.